This is the We Butter the Bread with Butter music review. Hit the fucking intro. Ow. Hello everybody, it's Josh from the Heart of Geek music reviews, and we're talking about Das album by We Butter the Bread with Butter today. Let me say that I really like this album. Like I was telling in the last review, I knew that I was going to cover this one, and it's late, but I just figured I would mention it. There's another band that they're both German bands, both them and Eskimo Callboy. I've been listening to Eskimo Callboy longer, but that's mainly how I got into this band. When Clicks, Likes, Fame, and Guile came out, that was the first time I heard something from them. And it's mostly talking about YouTube. They're a German deathcore band. They say that they're a deathcore band, but they're more comedic to me. I think this might be the first one with the new lead singer in it. Eskimo Callboy did a version of their Hypa Hypa song that blew up at one point. They came out with another album that had them featured on it, where they did a version of Hypa Hypa and turned it into like a full-on deathcore kind of like vibe throughout it. They both sound similar to me. I wasn't surprised that I got into this band. And I'm going to do what I did last time, where I kind of do rankings for like which songs are my favorite out of everything, instead of like, I don't know, just going through each one by one. And I'll just say for shits and giggles practically that no matter what, pick up this record, especially if you like good metalcore / deathcore stuff. Everybody should like this album. This band, they have a good blend between comedic stuff and actual like heavy music into it. So like the first one I should talk about is Jump and Run. That's by far my favorite ones because it reminds me of like 80s music. Like pretty much. It's like a metal song, but mixed in with like if they did this song in the 80s when I'm trying to think of the Eddie Murphy movie when they did man, I'm saying way too many times, but oh, man, I still can't remember the name of the movie. Jeez. But anyway, the vibe that happens around whenever 80s movies came out. I'm trying to think of the Eddie Murphy movie with
Coming to America?
No, not that one. Where he's a cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. Damn it. How was I not thinking about that one? And Jump and Run just reminds me of it gives me nostalgia vibes whenever I listen to it. I definitely think that that's the main reason why I listen to it so much. I don't think they came out with a video for this one. Most of the other songs that I have in the top of the list, they all have videos for, and they're hilarious to me. Like the next one is 20 kilometers an hour. And their whole video is like them being on a moped, and they're all in blue. It's just so silly and weird, and they have a really cool breakdown in it that I definitely think is different from most other bands. The next one is also the funniest video that I've seen from them. They're screaming nice at the top of their lungs practically. The video is them actually being on bread. The lead singer's face is actually on a piece of bread for most of the video. It just gives you good vibes whenever I listen to the song. This is a German band. Like I would only be able to tell exactly what they're saying if I look up the lyrics, but you kind of get a sense of like that they're being goofy and carefree and stuff like that whenever they hear the music. The next song, which is Dra Off, maybe? I'm doing it horribly. And this video is hilarious too, just because, and especially the lyrics. When I looked up the lyrics, it's kind of like them saying that they're back doing music, because I think it's been a few years since the last time they released a record. And I think it's mostly because of the lead singer. In my opinion, I actually like this lead singer more than I like the previous lead singer. I think he just fills the vibe of the band. It's just a cool vibe throughout the whole entire album, and that's why I think that Alf or however you say it is just a cool introduction, especially if this is the first time you've listened to them. The next song on the list is Schreib Waren Fuck Verkaufer. Yeah, some of these songs, especially this one, kind of have like a trance vibe to me. So I kind of like tried to introduce it to one of my friends that loves trance music. Yeah, all these songs though are just fun. They're different just because they're goofy and sets you apart from like any other band that's been doing this stuff. Lauf, I think that's how you say it, is one of my favorites on the album too, just because it just blends very well. Like if you listen to it from the beginning to the end song, it just like it seems like a complete like album. It's hard to hear any of these out of place. Like this is my ranking for like what I like to hear out of the album, but I could listen to the whole album over and over again, and I just re-listened to it just the other day too. I think that the number 7 ranked song for me, Metal, is just funny just because it's pretty much just saying metal over and over again, but pretty much it's just about them being into a metal band, I guess. Most of the other songs on the list, like Sprick, C, N, Freikik, N, I think that's how you might say it. I'm probably butchering it so bad. But like that and Mein Finger Sind Sie Klein, I think that's how you say it too. It seems like they're like good back-to-back songs that they just work super well again. Like it seems like they wrote them to be like right next to each other. Listen to those back-to-back no matter what it is. Like if you're listening to like whichever favorite ones that you're listening to, I definitely think you should, no matter what, always listen to those back-to-back. Pix and Misch, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure it's Misch because Du Hast from Rammstein. Angriff der Donnerteller, I think that's how you say it. And Letzer Song are both where it's huge trance vibes throughout the whole thing, especially with Letzer Song. They do pretty much 90% of the song is just all electrical or electronic music, music. Instead of, I don't even think that they put guitars and drums and everything else in it. It just sounds like it's just straight electronic. Right at the end, it gets kind of heavy, and then they scream, and then it's over. Letzer Song and Intro are like my 2 bottom songs out of this record, just because, especially intros. I'm not a huge fan on intros in albums anyway. So even if you're trying to set up a vibe throughout the whole thing, I just would much rather you have the intro and turn it into into its own song, right? Instead of it being like 30 seconds or a minute of it, and then it goes into your next song. Like I think it was the actual one, the first song after the intro is Off. So if instead of you doing that, if you just put the intro, combined it with Dre Off or something like that, it would have been fine. So I don't like intros and songs. So no matter what, I'm probably going to put any intros at the bottom of the list, no matter what record I'm listening to at the time. So for all that, I guess, knowing that those are the last songs off the record, I definitely recommend this one to anybody, especially if they're into deathcore or metalcore, or especially if you're into Eskimo Callboy. Not a lot of people I know of even know who these 2 bands are, but like most of the time if I tell them the name of this band, they'll start laughing anyway, just because it's an absurd name. The next album that I'm probably going to review is probably Wage War's Manic album, just because I've been listening to that one a lot lately too. So, and if you guys want to comment on any, there's any records that you guys want to have me listen to and like review on this channel, you could always give me a comment under this video or any of my videos, and then I'll check them out, and then if I like them enough, I'll review them on the channel. So For all that, I guess this is Josh from the Heart of Geek Music Reviews, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.